Classroom Dynamics is supported by Logitech. As education continues to evolve, so does Logitech Education, your partner in content creation for the classroom. With Logitech's cutting-edge technology, students not only learn but also become content creators. Whether it's in person or online, Logitech's tools are designed to inspire educators and learners alike. Capture every educational moment in stunning detail and edit, produce, and share your creative journey with ease. Logitech Education, inspiring the next generation of creators. For more, visit logitech.com/education, transforming classrooms one innovation at a time. Welcome to Classroom Dynamics, a teacher podcast. I'm your host, Adam Todd. Get ready to tap into the power of motivation and innovative teaching strategies. Together, we'll ignite a love for learning in your students, fostering an inclusive environment where every child can thrive. Join us on this transformational adventure that empowers you to unlock your full potential as an educator. This is Classroom Dynamics, where inspiration meets innovation. Calling all educators, are you ready to inspire creativity and engagement in your students? Unlock their full potential with content creation. Imagine empowering them with cutting-edge tools like the Blue Sona microphone from Logitech, which ensures crystal clear audio quality for impactful projects. Logitech offers a full range of content creation solutions, from audio equipment and cameras to lighting and editing software. Plus, they have a suite of education solutions tailored for classrooms, elevating the learning experience for students and educators alike. Empower the next generation of creators by exploring the possibilities at logitech.com/education today. The fun thing about technology is that it's ever-changing, and new tech is always being worked on. Welcome to a special edition of Classroom Dynamics, a teacher podcast. Hi everybody, I'm your host Adam Todd, and we're coming to you straight from the 2023 NYSCATE conference in Rochester, New York, which is in the Finger Lakes region of New York State. The New York State Association for Computers and Technologies in Education is a nonprofit organization that serves over 25,000 educators and administrators in New York. As an affiliate of ISTE, the International Society for Technology and Education, NYSCATE collaborates with various partners including the New York State Education Department, educational organizations, corporations, and publishers. Their mission is to advance the integration of technology in schools, and they actively contribute to shaping statewide policies related to educational technology. So get ready to be immersed in the pulse of innovation and fun as we explore the dynamic events and vibrant vendors making waves at this year's conference. From insightful workshops led by visionary educators to riveting presentations pushing the boundaries of traditional teaching and technology incorporation, we're here to bring you some of the highlights that will shape the future of educational technology. We're ready to play and explore in the tech playground here at NYSCATE, showing the latest and greatest in educational technology that are sure to make it to your classroom soon. So tune in as we explore and capture the energy and excitement of the 2023 NYSCATE conference. Education has never been more thrilling. We'll be right back. Are you a dedicated educator searching for fresh and engaging resources to inspire your students? Look no further than Highly Motivated on Teachers Pay Teachers. Discover a treasure trove of easy-to-use lesson plans, vibrant visuals, and interactive activities designed to captivate young minds and ignite their love for learning. Unlock the potential within your classroom with Highly Motivated, from differentiated lap books to test prep passages on a multitude of topics. Our wide range of materials cater to most elementary and middle school grade levels. Join the community of passionate teachers who have already transformed their classrooms. Visit Highly Motivated on Teachers Pay Teachers and get ready to inspire, motivate, and empower your students like never before. Highly Motivated on Teachers Pay Teachers, where knowledge meets inspiration. We're recording live here at the 2023 NYSCATE conference in Rochester, New York, and I'd like to welcome all of our educational listeners from around the world. Now, during our show, you may experience some extraneous noises and a lot of buzz, but that's because we're right next to the main conference stage, and there's also a lot of activity all over the conference floor. So sit back and enjoy some of the highlights of this amazing conference and some of the educational vendors that stop by to appear on the podcast. It's Classroom Dynamics, a teacher Teacher Podcast live at NYSCATE 2023. We're here with Kate Baker from Book Widgets. Welcome to Classroom Dynamics. Glad to have you on.
Thanks, Adam. I'm excited to be here.
Tell me all about what you guys do and how you like NYSCATE so far.
Yeah, so Book Widgets is a content creation tool for teachers to create engaging lessons for their students. We help you create, share, give feedback, and evaluate the learning of your kids. And it puts the power of creation in the teacher's hands. We're loving NYSCATE, being able to connect with teachers from all over New York and beyond. So it's very powerful to be able to empower them in the Empire State.
Right. Have you seen anything, trend-wise that matches what you guys do that you could support teachers in?
Well, of course, AI is always a big thing.
Right.
So, if you want to leverage AI to create content for your students, absolutely. Go to ChatGPT, ask for 10 multiple choice questions.
Boom, you got it.
Pull it right in. Yeah. You could always leverage your existing content too. So it's for us and for teachers everywhere, it's all about working smarter, not harder.
Right.
Being efficient. Being able to reuse things that you already have, so you're not starting from square one, right. Trying to recreate the wheel.
What kind of feedback have you received from teachers?
They love the versatility. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of options in Book Widgets. We have 40 different what we call widgets or template types. So you want to make a do now jigsaw puzzle for your students with an audio message that they then listen to and write down notes. You could do that. You want to make an exam quiz, sure, you could do that too. We have 36 different question types, but it's everything from formative all the way on up to summative assessment. What the teachers need for their students at the time, we give them the toolbox to be able to do that.
That's awesome. That's really cool because at least you're giving them something tangible to work with, to incorporate into their everyday with a little bit of tech support.
Right.
That's awesome.
And we have a great community of educators. So there's always folks sharing things that they've created. We have a piano widget. We have a whiteboard widget. So being able to, I make something for my ELA class, a video quiz on the prologue to Romeo and Juliet. With a quick link, I can share it to you, and then you could customize it for your kids very easily, and then it doesn't impact my original version.
Right, there's your differentiation anyway.
Right, and if I want to duplicate it to make period 1's widget a little bit different than period 3, where those high flyers in period 8 who seem to know all the answers magically, able to do that very easily with just a few clicks.
So tell people where they can go for more information.
Yeah, so go check out www.bookwidgets.com. We have a great blog, so if you go to bookwidgets.com/blog, you'll find lots of teacher-created examples and articles in addition to access to the platform.
So cool. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for the time you gave us. That's
Thanks,
awesome.
Adam, for having us.
Awesome. So I'd like to welcome Julia Carnes from Padlet to Classroom Dynamics. Welcome. Hope you're having a great time at NYSCATE.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited to be here.
I use Padlet. I know some teachers in my building use Padlet. They love Padlet because of its versatility. You could do so much with it. Tell everyone a little bit about Padlet and what it does.
Yeah, so Padlet is a visual collaboration software frequently used in the classroom with teachers and their students or between teachers for professional development and training. I like to say that if it exists on the internet, it can exist on a Padlet. So you basically throw up any kind of content live in real time, PDFs, images, GIFs, YouTube videos, anything you want, you can put it on a Padlet. It'll share with anyone in that shared space. And you can share it out with your students to use as a resource board. You can communicate with folks, or you can just use it to kind of gather your own information. It's pretty versatile.
So more like a interactive kind of like bulletin board, splash board that people could use to put up all that kind of stuff, differentiated across multiple grades, multiple subjects.
Exactly, yeah. And we are subject and grade agnostic, so really everyone's using it for a ton of different things. We have 80 million users, and I think that there's probably 80 million ways that you can use a Padlet. So some folks use it as a bulletin board just to communicate out information. Some folks use it with their students to kind of collect content and have students be there giving kind of synchronous feedback. And some people let their students create with it. So we see folks using it as a poster board alternative that's in the digital space.
Those are some great ideas to use it. So, I mean, I think that's what teachers want. They want to know, okay, I've heard of it. I kind of know what it does, but now what can I do with it, right?
Yeah, of course. And actually, we recently released kind of a new feature called templates, because we recognize that sometimes it's kind of hard to stare at a blank board and not know what to do with it. So right now, if you go to Padlet.com, we have over 100 educational templates. And when you click on, a 3-2-1 exit ticket or a brainstorming board or a resource board,
it's already done.
It's already there. All the settings are primed for you. There's instructions on what to do. You can see an example and load up example posts just to give you a
great,
vision. Yeah,
because teachers who are not tech savvy or just don't feel as comfortable, it's kind of, at least that first step or two is kind of already done for them, and maybe they're more apt to kind of use it then.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of work to go from 0 to 1, so we're just trying to give people the 1 and let them iterate and work off of that, just to give people a starting place.
Thank you for your time. I'm glad you stopped by.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great rest of your show.
Awesome. I'm sitting down here with Chris Booker from Lightspeed. Welcome to Classroom Dynamics. I hope you're having a good show so far.
Yeah, it's been pretty good, man. It's over, I'll say that, which isn't always a bad thing, but holidays are coming up. I want to get home to the fam.
So tell me a little bit about Lightspeed and what you guys do, because you were telling me some really cool stuff that I think teachers would love to hear, and I think they'll appreciate too.
So for a student, what we really try to do is optimize a learning environment by allowing them to hear every word that the teacher is trying to say during their lessons. From a teacher's perspective, we're trying to give you an opportunity to really connect with your students in a way auditorily that you may not have thought about in the past. So I know a lot of districts and schools tend to focus more so on the visual technology in the classrooms, and they tend to forget about really adding in that auditory piece. So what students are doing 75 to 80% of the day is actually listening versus looking. So if you really want to connect with your students, if you want to get over some of those learning gaps that have really popped up over the past couple of years, adding in Lightspeed and instructional audio is definitely the way to go.
In terms of kids that struggle listening in classrooms, they might be sitting in a part of the room that may not be the best spot for them, especially if they have a learning disability or something that just prevents them from really absorbing what the teacher's trying to say. What can you say to those teachers?
Well, if you look at it from some students, so you have a lot of ambient noise that can go on in the classroom, air conditioners, air purifiers. So even if they're in an optimal spot, you're going to have some other things that can detract from that. I know that you work in the city, so it could be construction going on. It could be,
right,
a subway station that's local to the school. If you really want to be able to keep your kids' attention, you really want them to hear. You don't want them to have these other sounds pop up. So the one nice thing about our systems is it really does center in on your voice. So as you're speaking and the microphone is picking up what you're saying, it's actually cutting out a lot of that background noise. So you are directly talking to your students. If you have a student that has a specific auditory processing issue and they have a device, that you need to speak into for them to be able to follow along, you also have access to plug that into our system. And then from there, you're able to talk to that one student as well as address the rest of the class. So if you want to be able to affect the entirety of a class versus just that one student seeing the benefit, this is a really nice piece of equipment to add. One of the nice things about it is you don't have to change anything. This isn't a piece of equipment where you have to be very tech savvy. It's really just a piece of equipment that's going to enhance you, allowing you to just go in about your day and talk.
That's awesome. So tell people where they can go for more information.
So you can actually go to our website, lightspeed-tek.com. That's lightspeed-tek.com.
Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you were able to bring some insight into the auditory version of classrooms. I think people don't necessarily always think about the audio.
Yes, I agree, and I appreciate you having me. So, looking forward to seeing or reaching out to some of your crowd, see how that goes.
So I have Jeff from EdPuzzle, and we have Megan from iExcel here at NYSCATE 23. Welcome to Classroom Dynamics.
Good morning, Adam.
Good morning.
Tell me, Jeff, we'll start with you. Tell me a little bit about what you guys do.
Well, EdPuzzle is a platform that allows teachers to take any video off the internet and create lessons where they can embed questions, they can edit the films, the videos down to whatever they want, lengthwise, and the kids have to respond to the questions. All their answers, which could be true, false, multiple choice, or open-ended, they can answer with the audio response too, go right into the gradebook through their LMS. So great for reaching out for those kids who maybe your traditional book and pen and paper isn't working. And teachers love it, students love it. and the future looks great for us, so we're very excited.
So if a teacher is teaching on, let's say, the causes and effects of the American Revolution, and that teacher finds a video that they want to use for some sort of assessment or some form of understanding, they can then create that and tailor it basically to their class.
Absolutely. Or we, as a company, produce our own videos called Edpuzzle Originals, which are in that 7 to 9 minute range with 6 to 8 questions, already done professionally. Great thing, correlated to New York State national standards.
Awesome.
Big plus, so they can stay on task, save a lot of time. That's there for them, but if they go out and search through, for example, YouTube, we have the YouTube extension for education, which allows them to go to a video, bring it over to our site, all the commercials, all the distractions go away, and they can edit the video down, put their own questions in, and really customize it to what they want. It's just great for the teachers, and again, the
that
students
brings
really love it.
Differentiation to almost a whole new level now, because you're bringing in that engagement of video, which obviously kids are naturally, even the adults, let's be honest, are naturally attracted to.
Yeah, and you have to focus, My neighbor said, earphones on, computer screens up, and those kids have to focus because they know their answers are recorded.
Right.
And a great thing, like we're here at NYSCATE, right? All these teachers here have left the classroom. They can leave these lessons behind, and the kids are staying on task.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Okay.
Megan, how about you for IXL? I think a lot of people know IXL. It's something that people have used before, but for those people who don't know what it is, what do you guys do?
Great. Well, thanks, Adam, for having us. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate that. IXL is an end-to-end platform solution. We provide skills practice through all key content areas: math, ELA, science, and social studies. We do support grade levels pre-K through 12. We have built into the platform a real-time diagnostic, so that diagnostic will provide teachers with grade level proficiency on a real-time basis. So that's not your traditional benchmark where you're working off of data that might be 2, 3, 4 months old.
Right, because then they can put their small group together, target instruction right then and there.
That's exactly
That's
right.
awesome.
So the personalized nature of IXL really is one of the hallmarks. Right. So you really did kind of to nail that.
Yeah.
We also have a lot of nice engagement features built into the platform, like quizzes, leaderboards, which is really kind of a fun way to kind of create competitions within the classroom or maybe across a grade level within a building. We're coming up on a holiday break here. Teachers have a lot of fun setting up those leaderboards as the kids go home for an extended break and say, hey, when we get back, let's see who wins the pizza party for the most correct answers,
awesome.
in IXL. So
competition's always good, right?
Yeah.
It's fun. You should, you see the kids really kind of create that agency over their own learning when, there's kind of that classroom spirit behind it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's go back to you. Tell everyone where we can find more information about Edpuzzle and also for IXL.
Oh, well, right to the website, edpuzzle.com. You can set up for a free trial where you can have as many as 20 videos saved in your content, and you can really get that experience. And what happens is they love it so much, they want more.
Right.
And then they come to us. We're extremely inexpensive. We have a contract with BOCES, which, just really reasonable. All the teachers can have access to unlimited amounts of video storage. And again, correlated to the state and national standards. Colette,
That's
something?
Awesome.
Everyone benefits.
Everyone benefits.
Yeah, from the driver's ed teacher to the gym teacher to all the curriculum.
That's awesome.
Everyone can use it.
That's awesome. And for IXL?
Yeah, just come to the website, IXL.com. And as Jeff had mentioned, IXL is also aligned to all the New York State standards, as well as over 40 of the most popular textbook publications.
That's awesome.
So
I'm glad you guys had a chance to stop by. This is a lot of fun.
Thank you. Enjoyed
thank you
it.
so much, Adam. Appreciate it.
I'm here with a few individuals from ProSolve, and I was walking by here at NYSCATE, and it caught my eye because you have not only a visually appealing booth, but you provide some really cool stuff. So why don't you introduce yourselves and tell me what you guys provide?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my name is Jessica Marucci. I'm the director of our experiential professional development, and that is a lot about, in a nutshell, that's what ProSolve provides, is experiential learning. You might have caught even walking by, our tagline is ProSolve Learning Experienced. And so from professional development solutions to our K-8 Quest program, and then also our 4 through 12 student-led or SLED program, we are working to bring experiential learning into more schools all across the country, from California out here to the great state of New York.
Awesome.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jen Fozigan, and I am the rep in New York focused on sales here. And one of our big missions is to truly bring joy back into the classroom. Our tagline is ProSolve, where students play, connect, create, and that is truly what districts are finding, and it's all tied to, as Jessica said, the social emotional learning standards, career readiness for students, and it's very flexible in terms of when schools can implement and have the program, whether it be out of school time, summer learning, before school. We have a 4-school day solution for K2 coming out in the back to school time frame, 2024. So,
well, you mentioned a couple of
options.
interesting, both of you said something interesting, creativity and also social emotional learning, which since the pandemic, let's be honest, is probably the number one thing that teachers look for. So give teachers something that they can use, or something you provide that would actually kind of combine the both of those things.
So I really think for likely a lot of educators and beyond, anyone who works in the world of education, we are all really feeling this shift that we're in as artificial intelligence continues to advance.
Right, and you've seen that a lot here at NYSCATE this
Absolutely.
year.
Yes.
It's almost been the forefront of all that stuff.
Yes,
Absolutely.
which can be, it can be a little daunting. We all know that it's going to have an impact on education and an impact on the futures of the students that we're educating in our classrooms right now and today. And so, part of our mission and what we want to help provide for our education, not just our educators, but the entire ecosystem, is in this age, we're really shifting from a knowledge-based education system to something different, because AI and technology are doing those knowledge-based skills. They're going to, frankly, just do it better than humans can. Right. And so those skills that are really going to make our students career ready in the future are our human intelligence skills, things that AI can't replace. Our collaboration, our ability to communicate very clearly, to have the perseverance and the critical thinking skills to solve real-world complex problems. That is going to be what will set our students up for success.
Especially
and
on a
be in
digital
demand.
platform, right?
Without
and on
a
a
doubt.
digital level of a digital world, kind of speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's so true.
Without a doubt. And so what our programs provide is that it is immersive learning at the core, which is, for educators who are trying to think, how can I build experiential learning in my classroom, regardless of what my content area is. Starting with an immersive environment is really key. It's not only going to bring engagement and motivation for students, but it's going to center their learning around either real world problem solving or simulated problem solving. And that's what our programs help achieve. Quest is all about simulated problem solving, where we're immersing students in it's a fictional world, but it's actually where students wake up and they're kind of in a post-apocalyptic world. Nothing too scary, right? It is a K-8 solution, but all the adults have mysteriously vanished, and so they are now left to have to work together to rebuild society, to solve problems along the way, and figure out this mystery. And all along there, they are applying the 4 C's. Their critical thinking, working together, those human intelligence skills.
It's so cool, because you actually hit on something that like when I teach my coding unit, a lot of times I'll just say to them, pretend I'm not here. What do you do?
Right.
What do you do? Mom and dad may not always be there. Someone at home may not always be there to help you out. What happens when that doesn't work? What are you going to do? And 9 times out of 10, they'll say, I'm going to ask a friend. Yes, that's what I want you to do. I want you to have that real... I tell them sometimes, you're not allowed to come to me until... like if your computer's frozen or, it's smoking or something weird is happening. But I want you to use me as a last resort. Yeah. I want you to find someone. And if they can't help you, now what do you do? What's the next step? Okay, we're going to get into a smaller group. I'm going to grab a couple other people. Sometimes I jump in to help them, but it's a fun way and a more, I think, realistic way to teach them real world level stuff.
Absolutely. And what is beautiful about it, oftentimes we will hear teachers say, oh, this is too hard. My students won't be able to do it. But when they experience and they see it, and the students step up to the challenge, and then the teachers realize, I have been underestimating. And students absolutely thrive. They excel in
a lot
this
of
situation.
Kids, they feel like they can't do it until they're almost pushed to that point where they have to realize that, yes, I can do that.
It's giving that growth mindset, and teachers begin to take on that growth mindset. Right. It is really
You're absolutely
beautiful.
right. So before we go, tell us a little bit where we can find more information.
Yes, so you can find us at prosolve.com is our website. Prosolve.edu or prosolve edu at prosolve edu
on LinkedIn.
Socials.
All social medias.
Very cool. Well, I hope you've enjoyed NYSCATE. I know we're coming to an end in the conference, but I hope you had a good couple of days.
Absolutely. This is the best conference around. Absolutely amazing conference. We are so appreciative, Adam, of the opportunity to chat with you and look forward to having further conversations.
100%. We're definitely going to do this. This is really interesting, and we actually just had some really great conversation anyway, so we might as well expand on it.
I love our short time's already over.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, we're here back at NYSCATE talking with Katie Marks, who was on the podcast a few weeks ago. Did you have a lot of fun?
Oh my God, we had a blast.
How cool is it here at NYSCATE this year?
It's really cool. I actually had to miss last year, so it's nice to be back and be seeing all the teachers from New York again. So yeah, I'm having fun. I did a session this morning, bright and early, had a great group of teachers and IT professionals in there. And
did you spin the wheel?
We actually did not spin the wheel. We saved the wheel. Actually, no, we talked about creating spinners, but it was jam-packed, so we really didn't get into actual spinning.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's because I know that's your favorite.
Truly is my favorite, and I showed everybody how to make spinners from home on Promethean World, and that's one of my favorite tricks, is making a spinner on your laptop, and then it syncs to your Active Panel 9.
That is so cool. What kind of feedback have you received from teachers, even at that session or even at the booth today?
Oh my gosh. So I love the jaw droppers. I had a teacher where I showed her how to use our screen recording app. And part of my focus of my session today was staying connected with parents at home or family at home, and how you can take student work in the whiteboard, export it as a PDF right into my Google Drive. In my Google Drive, I had a folder for each student, and I talked about exporting, that student's work into their folder that could then be shared with parents. And the example I gave is my son right now is struggling with long division. And so it would be great to show his progress, right, from his struggle to mastering it, and actually see what he did in class. And taking it one step further was using our screen recording app and actually having him narrate what he's doing in the whiteboard, saving the video to his folder on my Google Drive, and being able to share it.
That's really cool, because we talked about that on the podcast a little bit. You got into a little bit more detail now, which is great. And it actually does bring that home right into the classroom and vice versa, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's really cool.
And the feedback I got in the session this morning, a teacher was like, oh my goodness, you just blew my mind, because now I can actually answer a student's question with not only my annotations, but also my voice in a video to go along with it.
Just a little professional development there for everybody. That's awesome.
Right. I love the aha moments. They're my favorite.
Thank you for coming by. This was fun again.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
We are now on with Michael Schaefer from After School Robotics. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Are you having a good time at NYSCATE so far?
Yes. This is the second conference I've ever been to, and it's 5 times bigger than the first one. So this is incredible. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about After School Robotics.
Yeah. So at first, I would just, I worked in technology I would write code for companies like Google. And after work or on weekends, I would help local schools with like their first robotics team, like coaching the team or things like that. But during the pandemic, a lot of those teams, all the students graduated, or one of them, all the students graduated and the teacher left. So when they started coming back in person after work, I would help this one school do a much smaller competition that was much more manageable for them because they were starting anew again. And first robotics is so hard to get started. So they did, the TV show BattleBots?
Yes.
Yeah. So they did NHRL, which is a version of that, but the robots are only 3 pounds. And so it would only take them a month or two to build the robots. And that was so awesome for them that a bunch of other schools wanted to do that. And the New York City Department of Education said that they would pay me to do that. So I ended up doing that and also got help from a bunch of NYU college students to do that. And now we also produce products that are like we have a factory help us make robots that are used in computer science classes. Basically, our goal is to help schools with teaching engineering in whatever way they need us to do. So that's what me and Henry, who's downstairs at the booth right now, are doing.
That's awesome. So the kids get the robots and then they can code it. Is that right?
Yes. It's for like an introductory computer science course. We have a curriculum that teaches coding, like they're learning coding for the first time, where there's like a lesson where they learn about if statements, and they can learn it in Python or JavaScript or using coding blocks, because we know that a lot of teachers feel a lot more comfortable teaching in the coding blocks, but it would be so nice if students had a way to take that and translate it into JavaScript or Python, which they can do on their laptop if they use this.
So what grade levels do you really focus on?
Right now, it's used for grade levels between 6 and 10. They generally, school districts put it in middle school as a way to make it so that students, because it's such a common thing that students are really interested in science at a younger age. But then when they get to high school, they end up not taking AP Comp Sci. So the number one goal of this for most districts is get more students to take AP Comp Sci, and if they do, make it so that they'll excel. Because AP Comp Sci actually has a lot of requirements that it's so much easier if they've had at least a little bit of exposure to coding. And with this, they it really encourages them to, because if they get better at coding, they get to win more competitions.
So where can teachers go to find out more about you guys?
We have a website, which is afterschoolrobotics.com. The name of the products that is used in computer science courses is BrainyBot. If you Google ASR BrainyBot for After School Robotics, it'll come up.
Awesome. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the time. I hope you have a great rest of the day and even tomorrow.
Yes, thank you.
We're here with Mika Shippey and Michelle Gilcanti from Samsung here at NYSCATE. I'm so excited to have you guys here today. So tell me a little bit about what you're here for with Samsung and what your message is at NYSCATE.
Yeah, a lot of our product design is paying attention responsibly to what educators are saying directly. So rather than paying attention to what competitors are doing, we want to know what teachers want and what's useful for them in the classroom. So rather than building out widgets and dials and knobs and features that we see in the marketplace, we want to know what's being used in the classroom. So we look at NYSCATE as an opportunity to not only show what we have, but to also pay really close attention to what we call voice of customer.
Let me ask you this then. With that, what have you seen on the floor today that talks about all of what you just said? Is there something specific that kind of marries that together?
Well, we see a lot of educators attracted to how the devices are being used. So rather than leading with complicated software that's proprietary, we lead with what they're already doing. So they're seeing products that look familiar, software packages that look familiar, and seeing how easily they're integrated within our software platform and how there's very low latency, finger touch to move widgets around, dials around, things that you'd see in an average classroom.
Right. And interaction, right, is probably the key. You don't want a panel up on the wall as a display unit. You want it to be used for that interaction with the kids.
And that's a great point. And coupled with what Micah was saying is that at Samsung, because we're listening to the voice of the educators, we have heard that there is a demand for training. None of our competitors are doing that anymore, and we include it. Why do we include it? Because we want to make sure that they're working with our products correctly, our solutions correctly and properly.
Yeah, so we hired a team of education coaches across the United States, people that are more than just being a former educator. They're also former educators who are authors, keynote speakers, certified with over 150 different certifications from the marketplace. Everything from Google Level 1 to we have companies like Book Widgets that we work with, Microsoft, that demonstrate our ability to understand what's going on in the classroom and help teachers make sense of the technology and meaning of the technology with what they're currently doing.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the time. I know you waited a little while to come on, but thank you. Before we go, where can people go to get more information?
There's two places to go. One is samsung.com/education. The other is you can get a list of our free professional development offerings at bit.ly/Samsung Virtual PD, VPD. Those are 30-minute webinars that we offer for free with a certificate of attendance for teachers looking to retain their licensure.
Awesome.
And one more to add, we can also send a demo unit to your school or school district, and we will have somebody from Micah's team go in there that is a former educator that can actually help mitigate what they want to do in the classroom with the technology that we're offering.
Thank you both for stopping by. This is a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we are here now with Renaissance, and they are just killing it over there. I was by their booth before. Awesome stuff that you guys have. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what you're here for?
All right. My name is Tiana Conaway Manson. I'm a district strategy consultant for Nearpod and Vocabulary.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Haas. I'm the director of foundational literacy for Renaissance.
And I'm Patrick Thornton. I'm the regional vice president of sales for New York and New England.
Very cool. I've used Nearpod before. There are teachers in my building that use it a lot, so I'm familiar with it, and they absolutely love it. Is there anything new from Nearpod that's coming out that you're showcasing here at NYSCATE?
So I think the thing that we want to highlight here at NYSCATE are the Nearpod programs, especially Nearpod's 21st Century program. So Nearpod's 21st Century program is now aligned to New York's digital learning standards, and there's already resources available that show you exactly how they line up. So one of the things I love about Nearpod is how much of an easy lift it is for teachers. So we don't want to say they align and then you figure out which lessons do which standard, but we provide them with the documentation that they need to be able to successfully go in, choose the lesson and standard that they're trying to teach, and then the lesson that aligns with it. So yeah,
that's awesome, because our podcast is really professional development for teachers on a worldwide scale, and just to hear that, I think that really will resonate with a lot of people. So that's awesome. That's pretty
absolutely
cool. What kind of feedback have you received from teachers or administrators that are here today walking the floor?
So I think one of the components we're most proud of, and that we've been really talking about to teachers and educators, has really been we started to answer the question of assessment. What next? We have the data. What do we do? And that's really where our partnership with Nearpod comes in. So we've taken our STAR assessments. Students can go through within 20 minutes, understand exactly what standards they need to work on through their focus skills, and then in our record book can go into a free Nearpod instructional lesson that the teacher can choose from. And there's a multitude of different lessons by standard. And that's been one of the most powerful components that we've been able to bring to the market that helps teachers answer that question. What's next?
Yes.
Right, because there's your differentiation. There's your small groups. There's your focus, tasks that you're going to do with them. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
In terms of, what you're seeing here, is there like a theme that you're seeing more so than ever before? And I'm sure, AI obviously is one that's like I'm noticing a lot. But is there anything that you're seeing specifically?
Yeah. I think outside of AI, the MTSS theme is starting to really resonate across the state. I know New York, there's a lot of work happening at the state level with MTSS. We have new coaches in target districts across the state. And I think it's starting to help our teachers understand the difference between RTI and MTSS and how they're not the same, but how you can't have one without the other.
Before we stop, is there a specific place they can go to find out more information from each of you, or is it under the same umbrella?
It's all under the same umbrella. You can go to renaissance.com. You're going to learn everything you need to know about Nearpod. You guys also have your own Nearpod page as well, don't you?
Yes. So if you go to nearpod.com or log into your Nearpod account, you can always go to our FAQ page for vocabulary. You can go to our Zendesk. There are so many resources that are company provided. But I think what I love the most is that teachers are so invested in the platform that when you type in a question about Nearpod into Google, one of our pioneers or one of our teachers who are really interested in using Nearpod, their stuff might come up before our official stuff comes up, because they're just so intentional about making sure that not only are they using the product, but they're also providing all these different resources for other teachers to successfully use the product as well.
Listen, kids love it. They're engaged. Yeah. They do get really excited about it. And that's some feedback from me to you guys to hear, which is nice. But it's true. They really do. And they enjoy it. And I know teachers like that because it just brings that whole, like that energy and that engagement level way sky high. And it's really nice. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good time at NYSCATE.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks.
We have Tim Hodkinson here from Merlin Mind, and Tim has already appeared on the podcast, which is really cool, and it's nice to see you in person.
Totally, yes, thank you. It's always nice to meet in 3D and then have some time. This is obviously a wonderful conference, one of the best around. So yeah, happy to be here.
Awesome. So tell everyone what Merlin Mind is if they haven't heard of it before.
Yeah, if you haven't heard of Merlin Mind is an AI-powered assistant for classrooms, built specifically for classrooms. On one side of things, it's a voice assistant, so it allows the teacher to be free to move around the classroom, but still control applications on the computer, in the browser, but be present in the classroom. So, a classroom management tool that flips everything upside down, right? It really helps navigate and manage the classroom. And then the newer side of things is the generative AI movement. And Merlin is building a generative AI platform that is private, safe, and secure for schools. And it really all comes down to the data that it's trained on, right? So we've chosen specific open educational resources to start with, and more, specific educational content will be coming down the road.
So you just did a demo with me a little while ago in front of your panel.
I did.
What kind of feedback have you heard from teachers?
Sure. Everybody loves the simplicity of, being able to plug in this remote into their computer and be able to just ask it to do things that they would normally have to walk to the computer to type in. And then as far as the new generative AI stuff, the Merlin chat, it's really interesting. That AI is really scary to a lot of folks these days, and there's just a lot of uncertainty as to, well, where do I go? How do I work this in the classroom? And we're trying to put some sense into that by offering the safety and security that you would expect of a tool that's built for classrooms.
I've seen some of the demos today that you've done, and it really is cool. I've used it before, so I kind of know the background of it, which is great. I think teachers would absolutely love it. Where can they go to find out more information?
You can go to merlinmind.ai. It's MERLYNMIND.ai, and learn all about our new product, Merlin Origin. It's exciting, and there's a lot of cool things coming with this.
That is so cool. Definitely check out Merlin Mind. They are amazing. Thank you for your time and stopping by on this quick little hit and run episode, so to speak.
Thanks so much, Adam. Looking forward to hearing the full episode and to experiencing the rest of the conference and to hearing all of the stuff that you're doing.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Classroom Dynamics. I hope you found today's discussion insightful and uplifting. As always, my aim is to provide practical strategies and powerful insights to fuel your motivation as an educator. Remember, it's never too late to strengthen your craft, and it's always a good idea to embrace new ways to bring technology into your classroom. I'm Adam Todd, and you've been listening to Classroom Dynamics, a teacher podcast. Follow us on X at Class Dynamics or on Instagram at Classroom Dynamics Podcast. If you haven't already, go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. And if you know a teacher who may benefit from today's show, please share it with them. We love to hear your thoughts on our episodes and sharing ways that you're using what you've learned. You can also help support Classroom Dynamics with as little as $3 a month at classroomdynamicspodcast.buzzsprout.com. Stay tuned for more captivating conversations and inspiring stories. Keep igniting that spark in your classroom and believe in the incredible impact you have as an educator. You're more powerful and inspirational than you think. If you loved this episode, you'll enjoy my conversation with educational leader and author of Disruptive Thinking, Eric Sheninger. Join us as we sit down with the visionary educator and true trailblazer in the field of educational leadership and technology integration. Eric shares his unparalleled insights on transforming schools into dynamic hubs of innovation. From digital learning strategies to fostering a culture of continuous improvement, our conversation with Eric offers invaluable wisdom for educators, administrators, and anyone passionate about the future of education and disruptive thinking.
And, what I always, really think about is, two things. How are students using technology to learn in ways they couldn't without it? And number two, if you're an adult, How does your use of technology represent a fundamental improvement over what you did in the past without it? And if you can't answer those questions, it's okay not to use technology.